All right, take a look at this line. We just talked about this. This line goes, it hits. This is the part that's kind of hidden, and then this is the part that comes out. So it's not sitting on the plane itself. It's going through the plane, all right? And it intersects right there. That's the word we're looking for. It intersects. Write that down. That's a word we will use a ton of the rest of the year. All right, so this line intersects the plane. Now, how does it intersect the plane? If a line intersects a plane, at that spot right there, it intersects at a what? Does it intersect in a line? Does it make another plane? What does it do? What does it form, this line and this plane, when it intersects? It forms what? Maybe I'm not being real clear on this, but it forms a point. Okay, it's a point of intersection. Okay, that's the point of intersection. Everybody got that? Now, what if I had a line? Let's do a different color so it stands out a little bit. What if I had a line that was sitting like this? Now this line intersects the plane. This line right here, what do you think? It's on the plane. That's it. That's all you got to say. It's on the plane. Sometimes they use the word in. I kind of like the word on better. All right, but every once in a while you may see it written, this line is in the plane. But I like to say it's on the plane. So this line right here, we can call it anything. Call it line L. Line L lies on plane what? M, or plane ABC or CBA or BCA or whatever you want to call it. There's all kinds of different options to say for that, isn't there? So this line lies on the plane. That means every single point on that line is also on the plane, isn't it? Make sense? What about this line right here? Line R, we'll call it. What about line R? Is every single point of line R on this plane? No, only this point right here, whatever that point is. We'll call it P for point, okay? So we say line R intersects plane M at point P. Do you hear all that? All right? So it's all coming in. Line R, look at it, Christian. Line R intersects plane what? M at point P. Everybody got that? All right, that's not too hard. They're going to give you some stuff. There's a couple problems where they're going to say, they're going to give you something like that. Draw. They're going to tell you to draw it out. Draw a figure so that line R intersects plane M at point P. And that's the kind of stuff that you're going to have to do. Or they might say, draw line L so that it is on plane M. All right, so you draw the plane, you draw the and you label it and all that kind of stuff. They're going to ask you to do that kind of stuff. So make sure you know what all those words mean. All right, let's see what else we got. Lines, planes, intersection. That's pretty close to it. What about this? Now, I'm not going to be able to draw this very well. Let's pause this for a sec, figure something out. Look on the bottom of page 6. Do you see those two planes right there? You have plane A and plane B. They drew them nice and pretty, unlike I was trying to. I gave it a good attempt, but I couldn't quite get it. I'll tell you what, let's go back to what we had before. Just use your imagination on this a little bit. This is pretty bad. But if you did this, there'd actually be a line. Again, this drawing's terrible, but if you had two planes that intersect each other, think of it as a piece of paper. It's two pieces of paper. So if I had one sheet like this would be one plane, this would be another plane. If two planes intersected each other, what do they form? Where do they touch each other? What do they form when they touch each other?
A corner.
An angle.
Just a line. That's right. That's right. Because look, this part right here touches right here. The only place they touch, what do they have in common? Just that part where they touch. And what is that? That's just a line. And it keeps on going forever, doesn't it? Because a plane technically keeps on going forever. Now my piece of paper doesn't, but it represents a plane that keeps on going forever. So it makes a line. So two planes intersect at a what? At a line. Okay, I know that's an ugly picture, but look at the bottom of page 6, and then that'll give you, that's a lot better looking picture. I'll have to practice making these, and I'm sure if I could change the opacity and fill it in, it would make it. And it just doesn't work like it should. Well, anyway, don't worry about that. I'll figure it out. I know I can do it at some point. We're not going to do it now. So there you go. Those two planes intersect at a line. And what about this? We talked about this briefly. Let me mention it. We didn't talk really about two lines intersecting each other. Okay, if two lines intersect each other, how do they intersect each other? At a what? At a point. Now, not perpendicular. We don't know anything about perpendicular. But how do they intersect? They intersect at a point, at a single point. Everybody got that? Okay. All right, I think we're good. I think we've got everything down. You may look at this and you say, oh, this is just introductory stuff. This is dumb. This is, boring. It's, we're not really solving for anything. We're not really doing any math. All we're doing is learning names and how to label stuff. But I'm telling you, the stuff that we're doing right now, this very first day of geometry, is really going to help you out throughout the whole entire year. The whole entire year, we're going to be doing stuff about lines and points and planes and how to label stuff and all that. All right, so make sure you go over it. Make sure you look at your notes, look at the YouTube stuff, and there you go. All right, I'm going to give you a worksheet. Instead of from the book, I decided to make a worksheet for you, and I'll give it to you right now.